Greetings, everyone. This is Rock and Roll Spot Convention with Willie Comic Roundup. We made it through the first of this week's DC books. Well, let's keep on trucking. Kicking this off, we've got Poison Ivy number 30. I know I'm sure I've said it previously, but I do love these Jenny Frison variants. Anywho, where we left off, Ivy had managed to get from Gotham to Seattle pretty much instantaneously by walking through the swamp. And meanwhile, back in Marshview, once upon a time a suburb of Gotham, Croc and Janet from HR have been investigating. Mostly it's Janet. Croc's kind of being acting as her protector. But anyways, so the issue opens. So it's actually kind of an interesting issue. Like half of it is it's divided into two halves, and it flips. Like here's the cover, and here's the cover. So the issue opens with Janet waking up in bed with Croc, and she says that but she's going to go to the library to see what she can find out about what happened to Marshview and about whatever it is they keep hearing. Croc volunteers to go with her, but Jan wants to do it herself. To prove she can survive being a side character in a horror film. It's the only way that she feels like she would feel like she deserves to be there. Like she's useful for something, not just and not just baggage to be hauled from one disaster to the next. So she finds the library, and apparently the last issue of the newspaper is dated on April 7th, 1958. It seems as though everyone from Marshview just left. But she still feels like she's being watched, and could be the fact that there seem to be eyes kind of appearing within the paint, or the paint on the buildings taking on the appearance of eyes, basically. And so, as she makes her way through the town, she and into the marsh, she hollers for Ivy and ends up meeting the Avatar of the Parliament of Trees. Who basically tells her that, oh yeah, they refer to Janet as Ivy's handmaiden. And they give Janet an acorn to basically, and tells her to repeat what Ivy tells Janet about the hollow trees into the acorn. And basically they'll they'll give Jan whatever she wants. And as she continues to run, she stops for a brief moment, and as she thinks she sees Ivy. And that is where that half of the issue ends. The other half, obviously, focuses on Ivy. Ivy's hurt after her conversation with Bella and Bella's plant hounds, who have been re-engineered to secrete acid. And she's trying to get her bearings and trying to figure out what all she can do. She knows that she knows there are some things with her the body she has. As she puts it, she can cause plants to grow at many times their normal speed and to many times their normal size. She can heal faster than ordinary human beings. She can secrete certain plant pheromones and certain poisons. That's what she knows. What she doesn't know is what else the remade body of hers may be hiding. Or what the Green wants her to do with it. And she sees a massive creature. The so-called Shepherd of the Grey. And so, the Shepherd of the Grey tells her its tale. And firstly, though, it explains that it's called Xylon, and the Shepherd was made by the Grey before living things had mouths. There's only one who lives that can hear it. That will be Ivy. Ivy at one point wonders if she's supposed to be the Xylon's going to punish her for because she gave out the Lamia spores. But Xylon needs her help. And shows their view of the world and the war that occurred between the Grey and the Green. But the Green seeded plant life across the watery planet. The Grey spreads fungal spores through the air and the soil. For billions of years, the Green and the Grey fought for control over the young planet. Their war for influence and territory consumed them both. So when hominids began to dominate all other forms of life, they weren't paying attention. Parliamentary trees gathered to find a way to defend the Green against, humans. They came up with a brilliant, simple solution, one that should have worked. The Green domesticated humankind. Tied to the land, their diet became limited. Novel diseases jumped from their farm animals to their children. The parliamentary trees thought its work was done. But humankind can be tenacious. It learned to trade, borrow, and steal when it needed to survive. The Green tried to conquer humankind. Instead, humankind conquered the Green. And the Grey, with no parliament, no leader, the Grey was left to molder in the dark, reduced to the status of a parasite. It, like the Green, is dying. But And Xylem states that the Green has no parliament. They need only the mycelium. But the mycelium cannot speak to outsiders. Ivy can speak to all three: human, green, and gray. So she must be the Gray's ambassador to the Parliament of Trees. Though Ivy points out that the Parliament of Trees hates her. Um, Apparently the Bog Venus blames Ivy for waking the Gray up with her fungal adventures, and for starting a cult by accident. Though Xylem points out that the Green brought Ivy back. It will protect her, and Xylem will protect her. Though Ivy also points out that she's not good with people. She's a loner. She's selfish. She'd make a terrible ambassador. And Xylem says that she must learn how, for the last ambassador failed. Though they don't point out, they don't say who the last ambassador was. And if she says no, the Gray will pass out of time and memory into death, or into a death from which there is no resurrection. Also, as Xylem says that Ivy has more help than she knows. The swamp she's healed. It hides her from her enemies and delivers her to her friends. It will do more if she can heal the sickness that still lives there in the town. And Xylem states that Ivy will hear it again in the mycelium. And so Ivy walks through the swamp and runs straight into Janet from HR. And it seems that, and their reunion does seem to be at least somewhat happy. Not sure if Ivy's forgiven by Janet, or what Janet will do with the acorn. But yeah, that is where the issue ends, in the middle. Good issue. I like the whole. I like the format for this issue. It's not going to be a permanent thing, obviously, but I'd like it. I honestly kind of like that. Like for other books to maybe adapt this format of doing half and half of the flip book. But anyways, moving on to our last book for the moment, we've got Two-Face number 3. Where we left off, Two-Face was trying to find the Shadow Hand, who was seemingly undoing all of the White Church's work to somewhat regulate the criminal underworld. Also, his two personalities are kind of sort of at war with one another, or not at war, not so much at war, just Harvey's been doing what he can to subsume Two-Face, and I guess it is mental prison. Two-Face is basically manipulating is having some fun with the inmates until the white blood cells show up. But apparently, Scarface is missing. The ventriloquist puppet. And so, Two-Face and Miss Cantwell are basically shaking down trees, seeing what pops out, trying to find Scarface. Apparently, the bartender Noonan's knows her. We find out we're told later that she used to make when Miss Cantwell was younger. This particular bartender used to make sure she, get her food, make sure she ate, so that when she was a skinny little thing. But apparently, Baby Doll has Scarface. Baby Doll is was an actress who suffers from systemic hypoplasia, a condition that stops her from aging. She is eternally a preteen girl. But they managed to find Scarface with Baby Doll, and she seems to be wanting to start a family with Scarface. And she's hired a bodyguard. Well, when Two-Face and Miss Cantwell show up, the bodyguard gets shot by Two-Face. But it turns out that they're not the only ones there. The villain Doubt, who popped up recently in I want to say it was Brave the Bold a few months ago or so. Apparently, he's behind all this. Well, he helped things along. He's working for the Shadow Hand. And we see how the various doubts he places in people's minds. And he tells Harvey that he doubts that Harvey wants to keep Bad Harvey locked up anymore. And so Harvey tries to break out of the mind prison, but the white blood cells stop him. Miss Cantwell's turned off her hearing aids, so she's able to withstand doubts, basically. And Doubt asks who's running the Shadow Hand. And, shock of all shocks, it's Harvey. And Doubt tries to get Bad Harvey to retake control of Harvey's body. And it seems like that might actually be occurring. And that is where the issue ends. Interesting. The reveal that Harvey was that Harvey was the Shadow Hand was not much of a surprise. I kind of saw it from the get go. It's like, we got there's someone's trying a mysterious figure that no one even knows about, or no one knows of, is attempting to basically undermine Harvey's good bad guy time. So it's clearly Harvey. But overall, it was not. It was kind of cool seeing Dowd again. He's not a. I don't feel. I get the feeling he's not a character who's going to be popping up often, but he has an interesting power set. So yeah. Anyways, that's going to do it for now. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Links to my Facebook, Blue Sky, Instagram, Mastodon, Twitter, Patreon, and PayPal can be found in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off saying, live long and rock hard.